Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with MysticGenMara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho, and today, let me adjust my light just a second. I would like to offer the elemental reading for the month of July for the air energy. Air covers the zodiac of Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So if you are Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, this covers you, or if you have high air in your birth charts, this can be applicable as they're there as well. And I'm trying something different for this quarter, so for the next 3 months, I'm going to be doing an I-ching hexagram for each elemental sign. And I cast these beforehand so that it doesn't take as much time here, because it does take time to do these. And what we'll do is I'll go over the texts and then give the interpretation that comes forward from my guides and guardians, and then we'll move into the tarot and oracle reading. I read week by week, and so there are 4 weeks, give or take, in July, so we'll do a 4-week reading. And with those readings, I do a guide or guardian, a message from source, and then a lesson or a challenge that either may come up that week or something to work on if you are doing journaling and meditation work. So with that, we'll get started with the I-ching first. And for the air element, we'll see if this turns out all right. We came up with the hexagram of number 8 for air. It is unity and coordination. The original text is, unity or coordination is good fortune. Further consultation of the oracle will provide an omen of great and lasting value, no error. Those whose hearts are troubled assemble, the laggards suffer disaster. So basically you don't want to be delaying projects is what's coming up right off the bat. So this author says, unity brings good fortune by ensuring support and willing obedience of subordinates. What is said about renewed consultation of the oracle is indicated by the strong line in the middle in this upper section here. It's the solid one. Those in trouble will be drawn together because of the accord between those in command and those who obey. The laggards, or those who are a little bit lazier, will suffer because of their stock in the Tao and karma has been depleted. So you know, if you're things are not going quite so well, you might want to reevaluate. Just that's what this is saying. So we'll start with the working through the lines, and they always start from the bottom down here and work up. That's the reason it takes a little bit of time to work on them. The bottom is, where there is confidence, the work of unification is carried out faultlessly, for confidence is like a flowing bowl. There is a windfall to come, and this indicates unexpected good fortune. Again, there's work that you're doing, and you don't want to be lazy or apathetic towards it. The second line is, unification should proceed from within our own circle. Righteous persistence will bring good fortune. So again, you want to make sure you're still working, still doing your thing, because, you know, slacking off is going to not be the best, which is just in general good advice. The third place is, he joins himself with evildoers. So if you do this, how are you not going to suffer? So basically the third line is a warning. If you tie yourself to people who are more on the lazy side, they're lackluster, they don't have the heart for the job that you're working on, whether it's for yourself or with somebody else, you're going to have some kind of suffering, because don't be unequally yoked is another term for this. And so this third line is basically a little bit of a heads up, not so much a warning, but a heads up saying, pay attention to who you're working around and who you've tied yourself to. Are they actually beneficial, or are they dragging you down? So we'll move to the fourth line. He cooperates, and he is generic here, cooperates with people beyond his immediate circle. Righteous persistence brings good fortune. So you're not working just within your own circle. You're reaching out, you're getting advice from other people, you're working with other people, they may be reaching out to you. And as you're doing this, you're building those strong bonds with others that's going to help you and a lot of this is talking business-wise. So if you're in business for yourself, having those outside influences may be beneficial during this month. The 5th place, which is your solid line here, and it is relying on people's cooperation. The king pursues game which is enclosed on 3 sides, but loses the quarry ahead. This is because the local people were not warned. Righteous persistence brings good fortune. That may not make a lot of sense, but basically people were setting it up so that someone who's in charge, not you specifically, it's someone above you, could actually pursue the prey. The game is enclosed on 3 sides, so all he has to do is just walk in and take care of it, and he's losing the plot. So this is where your persistence, not theirs, the people who are like your managers, your supervisors, bosses, whatever, they're not prepared for life in general, and so they're constantly losing the plot. This is where you can step up and shine, because righteous persistence brings good fortune. You doing your work, you stepping up and handling it, it doesn't help them. It makes them look literally like someone who can't catch prey in a 3-sided cage. So that it's actually better for you. And the top line, which is another dashed line here, is attempts to bring about unity when there is no one at the head results in disaster. So this could be a sign of weak leadership, going along with the last line where the king can't catch the prey in a 3-sided cage. So this month is really about you stepping up and allowing your inner light to shine. It's that cooperation, that unity with others is going to bolster and support you. You may be the one being supported, or you may be offering that support to others. But the hexagram 8 is really about you stepping forward, staying true to your course, working your way. Don't worry about what other people are doing. And by doing so, others will notice, and that will support and help you grow within that world. And like I said, that one's really focused on business. So if you air energies out there are working within a business world and you're feeling a little bit down and out, this is a little bit of a heads up to say it'll get better. You just have to make sure that you're the one doing the work and not expecting somebody else to do it for you. So let's jump into our card reading here. And your first card for the first week, so this is your guide or guardian, is the goddess Terra and Tibetan quartz. Her eye ever open. We'll hold this up here for you. I acknowledge that my inner light is growing stronger, shining brighter, and becoming more visible. I relax in the understanding that the brighter the light, the more powerful the spiritual protection that I generate for myself and all beings. I shine fearlessly and true with respectful boundaries that honor the need for all beings to choose their own path. I attract and emanate a high level of spiritual guidance, wisdom, and protection for all. So this ties into the hexagram reading, where you doing your part, you taking care of you, is going to allow that inner light, that divine guidance to shine out from you. That in turn encourages other people to step up their game as well. And by you shining and you doing the right thing, you're taking care of yourself. You don't have to worry about your managers. You don't have to worry about the other people that you're around, because this card is really about, as you stay grounded in your energy, your power, it allows others to see that they can do that as well, and by your example encourages those other people. And the goddess Terra and the Tibetan quartz are the energies that you can work with for this first week. So let's see what our message from source is. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be linked in the description as well. And your message from source is the void. Stop, embrace winter, great cosmic womb. So this is really talking about you've done a lot of these things and now it's time to set them free. You've set yourself up for success. Keep pushing forward, keep doing what you do, but your intentions and all of your plans and goals, it's time to set them up into the cosmic womb and let in this situation they're saying let the goddess actually incubate them. You do what you do. You take care of you, but let your intentions go to the next level so that you're not focusing on them so much, but you're taking care of the day-to-day, which is that embracing the winter, you're not worried about the future at this point. You're taking care of the now. The future is in the hands of, they're being really specific with this one. The future is in the hands of the goddess, so let her handle, let her incubate, let her develop in your intentions into full manifestation, so that you don't have to have your energy drained by that. And that's where this stopping, it's not stopping your movement, keep moving. It's stop the focus to the future. Take care of the day-to-day right now is what is coming forward. So let's look at the tarot for your lesson or challenge. And we have the King of Earth, generous, professional, responsible, and practical. A successful time, confidently accept opportunities you're offered, and the Midas touch. So this is tying everything together in this first week right off the bat, because the King of Earth, which is technically your opposite air energy, and this is working with this concept of being exceptionally generous and being professional, responsible. The practical part is taking care of the day-to-day, and that is a little bit of a challenge. Air wants to be in the head. They want to be looking at the future. They want to look at all of the different variations, because they're very either intellectually minded, or the other side of air is the airheaded spacey version. And the King of Earth is saying it's okay to stay in the everyday. It's okay for this first week to really be grounded in the now moment. Don't worry about the future. The past is over. It's something you learned from, but move on. But it's really talking about just staying grounded. And the other thing that is coming forward is this first week, there is a possibility of opportunity here. And with that opportunity, it's something that's not going to appear like an opportunity to you, but in the long term, working with that opportunity could actually blossom into something much, much larger. And they're saying, look at all information that comes to you during this first week with the idea of, what can this do to benefit me moving forward? It's not a selfish thing, it's more of a practical thing, working with the energy of the business and abundance part of life. Your second week is the goddess, oh goody, Saraswati, and the stone is ammonite. And it's word to world. I cultivate the creative power of my throat chakra to prioritize, speak, and live my soul truth. Through aligning with that which truly resonates with me, I manifest divine light into the world. I attract and am attracted to that which uplifts, assists, and inspires. Through my intentions, thoughts, and words, I shift my frequency and create a loving, healed reality for my spiritual benefit and the benefit of all beings. I consciously choose my attitude and my words to transform all situations into growth opportunities for my highest good. So, your guide or guardian is really going to help you. The first week was taking the day-to-day, manifesting that which you can manifest, handing it off to the divine feminine to work her special magic on, and being more grounded. But the second week, the guide is really coming forward saying, everything that you have been setting up, all of the intentions, the mantras, the affirmations, this is the time where the words become things. Thoughts become things, if you want to use the secrets definition. But this second week is really going to start working into the manifestation of the stuff that you've been working towards, those goals that you've been working on. Just like with the I-ching, this could be a time for unity building, where that actually works towards your success versus fighting against you. But it's really, the guide or guardian is coming in to say, let's manifest. What is it that you've been working on? What is it we can do? Take the next steps moving forward here, so that we can bring the stuff from a thought and a goal and a plan, a concept, into a physical manifestation. So let's look at your message from Source. It is called Soul Gifts and Training. It's time to step up. So during the first week, you were handing things to the goddess, to the Lord, or to the lady specifically, to work her wiles on. The second week is, now you're going to feel that calling, and this is where that opportunity from the first week might be coming forward a little bit more dominantly in the second week. But what is it that drives your soul? What is it that calls you, no matter what else is going on in life? What makes your soul sing? And this is something that you could ask yourself, air energy, is what makes your soul sing? What do you feel drawn towards? Is it towards an art? Is it towards a business model? Is it towards a type of corporation? What is it that is pulling you in that direction? And when you look towards that, what is the immediate response? Because your first gut instinct is basically your intuition saying this is what's going on. So if you look at something and be like, no, right off the bat, chances are that's not a good match for you. But if you look at something and are inspired by it, that could be your intuition saying, hey, this is something you should be looking at. Dig further into this. Where does this go? And that's the message from Source, is what are you being called to do in this second week? So your lesson or challenge is the 6 of Water. Memories from your history or childhood, issues regarding children, and romanticizing the past. A lot of times in the metaphysical community, we want to change our past by changing all the trauma into something more positive. And that's not always a bad thing because it helps you process it in some cases. But romanticizing the past, making it far better than it really was, actually damages you because it puts up another illusion that you don't need. When you're looking at your history, you look at it from an analytical standpoint. This is what happened. This is what I learned. You take the emotion out of it. So the trauma is no longer there. But you're not changing your memories to make them all roses and unicorn farts type thing. You're looking at it from a realistic standpoint. What have you learned from that? And if you haven't, the 6 of Water is saying if you haven't looked back at your history, how you've got to where you're at now, and actually looked at it from the analytical and not the emotional, what have I learned? How has it affected me? Not, what are the emotions tied to it? It hurt. It was sad. It was... No. Set that aside. The emotions need to be settled out. But when you look at it from a lesson standpoint, the emotions will dissolve significantly easier than what they would be if you focused on the emotions first. So the lesson or the challenge for the second week is really about looking to your history and understanding what you've learned from that point, from an analytical standpoint, and how it has helped you grow and change into the person you are today. So let's look at the third week's guide or guardian. And we have the Ascended Master Hilarion and Green, oh good grief, Chrysoprase. Not sure what that stone is. I have discernment. I rely upon my inner knowing to perceive the truth beyond appearances. I feel deeply within for the truth of divine love within me, guiding me in every moment, inspired by grace, and with perfect timing, I attain the clarity I need. I feel joyful and supported as I trust my emerging insights to safely navigate my way to higher ground. My inner eye sees the truth, which is faithfully and playfully guides my paths. I recognize and am nourished by the supreme vibration of truth. So this third week, the second week, you were kind of working with a little bit more of your intuition, following those leadings of what do I need to learn, what do I need to grow with. This third week is really about tapping deeper into your intuition. Now, being air, you want to be intellectual, and intuition can work with intellect. And that is what this third week is kind of shaping up to be, just right from the first, from your guide or guardian, is how can you use your intellect and your intuition to guide you moving forward? How can that help you grow? How can that help you increase your ability to understand what is happening and how to process it? They're saying with the business aspect of it, using your intellect to balance your intuitive urges is going to help you expand. You're being called in the second week to understand your intuition and what is it you're being drawn towards. Now this third week, you're using your intellect and your intuition to discern how can I take this draw, this pull in the business world specifically, and how can I tweak what I've got going on right now to realign it to this higher frequency, this higher knowledge, moving forward, so that I'm more aligned with my, not so much soul's purpose, but my divine calling, because your soul purpose can change frequently, just so we're aware, because you come in with a list of things that you want to work on, and it just matters what order they go in, and that's up to us. We're free will creatures, so we can do that. Your lesson or your message from Source is perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out. Common ground. In the very center, you have a little earth hanging out there. It doesn't show up so well in this light. But using discernment, you are looking at things in a way to understand it better. Sometimes you're too close to the situation and you can't see anything clearly. The message from Source is you're following your intuition. What are you being called for? How can you integrate this into your life? You're looking at your history, you're looking at the projection coming forward, but sometimes it's too much right here. That's where that stepping back is how you can see it clearly. When you look at like your history without emotion, you're stepping away from the emotional part. You're separating yourself from it, and you're looking at it as in like a battlefield. How have I grown and how have I learned from this? And the perspective of stepping back is what is coming forward, understanding that you can't separate yourself fully from anything. It doesn't work that way. But you can distance yourself from what was going on, what has happened, allowing you to see it more clearly. You can see the outer workings that are going around the line that you have lived. And that's what the perspective shift is stepping back. What have you learned? How has it helped you grow? And they're saying that a lot of the things that you have dealt with so far in life have been leading you to this point in your business specifically. They're really being adamant with business this month. And this is going to allow you to step back from a situation. So if you're dealing with something at work, whether you're the boss or you're one of the employees, step back from the situation. Is someone else having outside issues? They're bringing them to work, because that could change the dynamic of how you handle that situation. Is it something like an interaction between two people, but they're taking it out on you because they feel comfortable with you, or you give off the energy that you can be talked to about such things? But that's kind of the energy that's coming forward with this perspective, is when you step back, you can see a broader a picture of all the images. Instead of looking at a pixel, you're looking at the full image, and that's allowing you to understand better how to handle it. So your lesson or challenge is the Ace of Fire, an exciting new opportunity, career advancement, and changing your life. So the Ace of Fire is all about starting something new and starting it with a fury and passion. And so you've stepped back, you're examining things, and the Ace of Fire is really saying there's a lot going on. You're building some new stuff, you're changing, and it could be just something little in the bigger scheme, but to you this could be pretty major. And that's what this exciting new opportunity is. The opportunities are coming in for you this month, air energy, and it's really about understanding with intuition and discernment what would be the right choice. What is your soul being called for when you step back and look at the big picture? What is it that you're being directed towards, or what is it that's been kind of set in front of you? Because sometimes when you step back, you'll notice that you're going this direction and there's this huge fork in the road. Over here is this beautiful future that you've been working on, and over here is the same old thing. And when you pull back, you can be like, oh, if I just switch this one thing, I can go that direction. So this third week is really about checking out your where you're at in the world, stepping back and looking at the broader picture. So let's look at the fourth and last week of July. We have the angel Raziel and Pierresite, Storm Wisdom. I am one with a storm of creative divine chaos that precedes the birth of a new reality. I am cleansed and cleared of what has been. I open with a wild heart to what must be for the soul to thrive and love to grow. With faith in spirit and my soul, I willingly enter into the process of transformation. Goodness and healing shall come from what is happening in my life. I trust in the divine beauty destined for me. So this fourth week is bringing everything together. You have worked with your intuition, you have worked with discernment, you have handed the things off that are long distance down the road plans to the divine womb to be incubated for the proper time to manifest. You've stepped back, you've reassessed some things in life, you see new opportunities that are coming forward, and at this point, this last week, it's all about finding your peace in the chaos, the eye at the center of the hurricane, the stillness that allows you to see what's going on and what do you want to grab out of that. So this fourth week is really just from your guide and guardian. You have Raziel and Pierresite, which are going to help you understand what is it that you're grabbing. You're able to see it more clearly. They can help you see it a little bit clearer if you need the further clarification. Lots of C's there. But this fourth week is really about finding your center. Everything's swirling around you. You have a lot of information out there, your business, your personal life, and it all could feel chaotic. But when you step back with perspective and you see the bigger picture, it's easier to select those points that you're wanting to go towards, those next steps. So your message from Source is a new earth. It's happening, and keep holding the vision. As you have been working through this month, you are really working towards manifesting your divine goals. You have been discerning. You have handed things off that are no longer yours to worry about. They're still your goals, but you're not worrying about them. You're letting someone else deal with it. And you're allowing your guides and guardians, your intuition, to encourage you down the right path. This perspective shift to this, by pulling back, you can see a better picture. And it's all coming down to, there's something new coming in. The Ace of Fire is your challenge, is can you see this new opportunity? But in this fourth week, it's the opportunity's now there. Did you claim it? Are you going to claim it? The new earth, the shift in perspective, and literally one minor change, just one, in your life can change everything going forward. And it can change it for the better or the worse. That's the reason that perspective shift was important. What is it that are your opportunities? What is it that's coming forward that you are being offered? And are you looking to build that new earth with that, your new environment, your new reality, by picking those paths? In reality, you can always pick something different if it didn't work out in the first place, but this is talking on a grander scale. When you're looking at these changes, pick the highest path. It helps encourage you to move towards that better ending. And your lesson or challenge is number 13. In the original one, this would be the Death card, but in this one, it's the Release. And it's a major arcana card, so these are big life lessons. And you have Archangel Azrael, the end of a phase or situation, spiritual transformation, and time to move on. You're closing the chapter of your past. You're developing a new earth. Be okay with letting go of what was. The lessons are still there. Bring those with you, because you need that's part of who you are. But you don't have to bring the emotional baggage with it. This is talking in a spiritual sense, and could be a physical sense. Might need time to clean out the house a little bit too. But this fourth week, you're releasing that which does not serve. You've done a lot of evaluation this month, specifically towards business, is what I keep being shown anyway. And now it's time to let go. Is it ties to an old job where you're still having that drama pop up even though you've not been there in a long time? Then let it go. Don't worry about it. It's not your problem anymore. Is it something in a past relationship that needs to be released? You're still feeling guilt over fill in the blank from the past. Let it go. This fourth week, as you're developing this new image and this new reality that you want to move towards, you have to let go of the things that are no longer serving you. And that's what Archangel Azrael can help you with, is cutting away these parts of you that no longer serve, cutting away those less than desirable aspects. And it doesn't mean you're going to fix everything overnight. You could. Not saying that that's not possible. But if it doesn't happen overnight, then it's a process. But you have to start the process. So, with that, hopefully some of this message has resonated for you, air energy. And if you enjoyed the video, please drop a like on it. Subscribe if you're new here. And questions, comments, even criticisms, as long as we're respectful, please drop those in the comment section below. With that, I will talk to you guys in a future video, and have an awesome month of July.